Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to this Dreamhack 2011 presentation right here from the Steel Series Arena stage. My name is TotalBiscuit.
And I am Apollo in the dark.
In the dark, yeah, it is rather dark for some reason. I'm not really sure why that is. We brought the grim darkness of the far future in which there is only war.
It is.
I'll see what I can do about adjusting this. In the meantime, you can tell us about the matchup that's coming in.
Well, welcome to day 2. We've survived day 1, which is a great start of it all. And looking over the groups, first of all, the way that the groups have been lined up is that top 2 from yesterday advance from each single group. That leaves us with 50% less players, leading us into today of 32 players. And if you finish first, it's randomized seedings going into the next group stage, by the way. So if you finish first, you're going to get paired up with 2 second places and another first place. And looking over the groups today, oh my god, we have some amazing groups. Group A, Huck, Puma, O'Reilly, and Idra. Team EG's Group A. Group B, Naniwa, Sheth, Stephano, and Cloud, another fantastic group. Group C, Death Angel, Genius, Sarens, and Cyplo. D, Rhett, Thorzane, Mers, and Nama. Sase, in Group E, that is Sase, Select, Nurtio, Dabu. Group F, Sen, Elfie, Dongre, Go, and Hero, another great group there as well. And going down to the final 2, White Ross Show, Todd, and Happy. That's going to be a tough one. And finally, Group H, Cass, Mana, Nighten, and Titan. And that's a pretty good group. So, I mean, there's a lot of good groups. And looking at our schedule as well, by the way, we're starting off today with Stephano versus Sheth. A great Zerg versus Zerg, leading into Cloud versus Sheth. And then finally, the last game of our first session, Idra versus Puma.
Damn, Idra versus Puma. This is going to be one of the best CVZ you've ever seen coming up here with Stephano, Sheth, and we just got nothing but good games all day. I'm looking forward to that.
There's a lot of good games, and on the other streams as well, a lot of good games. So basically, your Friday is occupied.
Yes, it is.
No question about that.
Occupy Friday. We are the 99%. That's how we're going to roll today. This should be awesome. Stephano, Sheth, both of these guys have very strong ZVZ. Stephano claims that ZVZ is his weakest matchup, but we've not really seen a lot of evidence of that being the case.
Yeah, I mean, Stephano, the most notable ZVZ I've ever seen Stephano play was against Demaga in Assembly Summer, actually, and those were some crazy games. Stephano was a little bit aggressive back then, going for a lot of early builds, early spawning pool builds, that is. And I don't think he doesn't really play it that more now. He plays a little bit more passive. Sheth, on the hand, is very aggressive, so it's going to be a clash of styles for sure, depending on the maps, of course. The first map is going to be dual site, and this is the GSL dual site, as you can see in the crowd on the screen behind. And it looks like both of these players are ready to go. Are you ready?
I'm always ready, especially for some good ZVZ action. It might be short, but you never know with Sheth and Stephano. We've seen some crazy ZVZ action from both of these guys. This should be awesome. I'm looking forward to the next match as well, and the match after that. Idra game's going to be unbelievable. Potential, well, there's going to be a team kill in that group. There has to be. There's 3 EG, so
yeah,
stressful stuff for the Evil Geniuses team. That said, it's very likely that 2 EG go through, so we'll see. You never know. I wouldn't count out O'Reilly in that group, though.
Yeah, O'Reilly is a former WoW professional player, come back into the scene, and he's playing very well recently, so yeah, definitely. But Stephano versus Sheth, this is going to be a crazy best-of-3 series, remember. And once again, we're going to be dropping down with 50% of players, once again, leading into tomorrow's championship Saturday with 16 players left.
Oh, yes, and here we go, ladies and gentlemen, the first matchup of the day. It is my pleasure to introduce to you Millennium Stephano. He is in the pink trunks, and he is playing Zerg to the east of this particular map, which is, of course, dual site, versus his opponent, Team Liquid Sheth. He is in the blue trunks, also playing Zerg to the west.
And I really do like the tournament format in the sense of that it's double group days, day 1 groups, day 2 groups, and then leading into day 3, the championship brackets, so you could say.
Yeah.
I actually really enjoy that format. A lot of formats out there are a little bit confusing. Code S, Code A, MLG format, unless you know it properly, is confusing as well. So this is actually nice and simple, and I really do enjoy it. And looking over here, it looks like we actually have a 10 Overlord for Stephano, whereas we are actually seeing not... And actually, hold on one second. I actually wasn't watching that properly. Why is Stephano's Overlord so late?
That's really interesting. I mean, obviously, you'd have thought he'd have extractor tricked right there in order to get things sorted out.
No,
but
he's actually... okay, so we actually are seeing the aggression coming from Stephano. It's going to be this 11 pool.
Yeah.
Usually, he would like to get an extractor very, very shortly here as well, so that he can get the speed for the Zerglings very, very shortly here. So there's going to be aggression. On the other hand, Sheth hasn't done anything yet. He may be going for a hatchery first. And actually, I was like in a weird puzzle in my mind. I'm like, wait a minute. How was that overload at that time? And it really confused me, actually, what was going on there. And it was basically an overpool here for Stephano. But there is the spawning pool going down for Sheth as well. And in terms of build orders, it looks like Sheth's got a bit of an advantage if he gets the extractor now. Because if you basically get the spawning pool 1 or 2 supply after your opponent, that's travel distance on the map.
Exactly.
So.
You're okay. The sacrifice that's been made to your economy is basically worthless because the travel time eats up all of that advantage that you would have otherwise had.
Yeah.
And yes, he's going to go for the extractor. A very, very smart move there. Perhaps expecting some aggressive play here from Stephano.
Well, he's going to be able to build 4 lings. Actually builds an overload first, so doesn't build 4 lings straight away. So the lings are getting a little bit delayed here as well. So aggression is definitely going to come from Stephano, but not as strong as you think. As you can actually see, he's building a drone here instead. So speed has now started as well, still remaining in gas. Meanwhile, over here for Sheth, has literally gone spawning pool extractor to get the speed upgrade, and then has followed it up with an expansion. So if Stephano throws down a Baneling next very, very shortly, this could get a little bit sticky because Sheth has no answer to that. And actually has taken a second gas. Oh, actually... Okay, I was going to say, a second gas, this guy's crazy.
Yeah, that wouldn't make any sense at all. No, he's going to extract the trick right there just to push out an extra drone until he gets his overload up, which is now fully operational. He's all happy about that. But yeah, the Baneling nest is coming out from Stephano, and what I'm seeing here is the chance to get some speed aggression while his opponent doesn't have it. He's got a 50-second window where he can attack pretty much with impunity. If he's able to do damage there and break down the defense, then follow up with Banelings, this is going to get really messy right here for Sheth.
And basically, Sheth only has minerals to defend this, which is queens and lings. That's all he has to defend against these Banelings, which is inevitably coming. So he has to micro like a boss right now. I mean, he has to split lings onto Banelings. Queens have to try to block the ramp. A second queen isn't even on its... Well, it's on its way out, but it's not quite finished yet. This is going to be difficult for Sheth.
Oh, yeah, very much so, and he's going to have to stop this hatchery going down to begin with. That was a good surround right there by Stephano. Not the best engagement here for Sheth. Looking to try and possibly surround the queen as well, which might end up happening, but he should take too much damage. He'll be thrown back there. Sheth is actually working on a spine crawler right here. I think he expects some Baneling aggression coming in, and that's where the Banelings are being morphed. At the moment, Sheth's really not throwing out an awful lot from this hatchery, which is wise, but these 2 lings that pop out and possibly that space cow over there might end up getting destroyed.
Yeah, I mean, basically, Sheth has to give up his natural. I mean, he can actually, there's amount of Banelings here to bust both of these queens, especially with the lings backing up as well. But he's just going to decide to hold on, because if he does that, he has to worry about this counterattack, which is going on at the same time. But this expansion is definitely going down. Yeah,
that's really unfortunate there for Sheth. Down it goes, and he's also able to pull away from the broodlings. And, oh, they almost kill themselves a Baneling right there. That would have been wonderful, but that didn't happen. Sheth is not particularly happy about that, needless to say, but he has built up a fairly strong link count. The problem is he doesn't really have an answer to Banelings right now. He's either going to have to go Baneling nest of his own, or he's going to have to get a Roach Warren.
You're missing a lot of action here in the main base. Look at all the drones that are being killed. The queen is down as well for Stephano, and Sheth's counterattack doing a lot of damage here. If you look at the drones, it's very equal right now, but Sheth is building drones, and he has a queen up and running.
Yeah, he only managed to kill a single drone there, so I was hoping to see a little bit more damage coming in from there. Admittedly, Stephano did lose his queen, and that's perhaps the bigger deal. So it's going to get up there, and he's going to get the injection just about 10 seconds or so too late. But it's unfortunate that Sheth wasn't able to do more damage, and we've got more Banelings coming in, defensive Banelings here from Stephano, and Sheth's really not going to be able to enter that, I don't think, and I think he realizes, sees the number of Banelings that are there. He'll probably try and continue to force more Banelings out and see what he can do behind that. He's going to retake that hatchery there, and that's interesting. I think he actually plopped down a creep tumor on the remaining creep that was left from the dead hatchery and then placed the spine crawler, which is a nice little move.
And Stephano's in a horrible place right now. I mean, he's in a defensive stance because of all these Zerglings out there, but as you pointed out, the expansion's up and coming for Sheth. He's going to be able to get a few more drones here. He's going to be able to saturate that natural faster, and a Roach Warren is coming down for Sheth as well. So he's actually starting to stabilize quite well here, and Roach is obviously fantastic against Banelings. And all he needs to do now is defend against this coming aggression, and he's so far ahead. He's got a spine crawler, he's got double queens with enough energy to transfuge as well. A third queen still just consistently lava injecting in the main base. Sheth's still looking in really good place right now.
Yeah, it's happy times for Sheth, and yeah, losing that expansion can't have been all that good for him, but Stephano couldn't really follow it up with anything, and that expansion wasn't mining, there were no drones lost, and the drones killed are still at 0 for Stephano. Sheth's only killed 1, admittedly, but the next wave is coming, and there's quite a lot of Banelings, and Sheth knows about that. He's trying to pick off a few at the rear, and should be able to successfully take at least one. He actually loses both Lings there, which is unfortunate, but a decent trade nonetheless. And this is what he's concerned about, the number of Banelings here and the number of Lings that he's got at the back. If one of those Banelings gets a good splash, then all those Lings are gone. And Stephano is forcing Sheth once again to wall off at this ramp, and he's missing injects on the main hatchery as a direct result.
Huge counterattack coming out once again from Sheth's going to get a cancellation on this natural. He's playing so well. He has Roaches and Queens now to defend that natural of his own.
Really nice.
It didn't even get cancelled, did it? I think it just
No,
got blown up.
I did not see a cancel there. That was a major slip-up from Stephano. It's incredibly uncharacteristic. Very nice bit of regicide going on here. Sheth takes out a Queen, once again knowing the importance of that.
And he hasn't got an expansion, so even though he cleans up these Zerglings, once again there's no expansion. And now Sheth is actually droning up. Even despite him being behind in drones right now, it doesn't matter because he's got this hatchery up. The amount of lava is now doubled for Sheth. He's going to be able to produce 6 drones all at one time. He's easily going to overtake. He's got Roaches to stabilize. He's actually pushing out with Roaches as well. And right now, there's no way. Stephano can't drone. He has to build more Lings against these Roaches, otherwise he'll just flat out die. So this is actually getting really difficult for Stephano.
Yeah, it really is, and that hatchery is going to go down again by the looks of it. Sheth should be able to force a cancel on that once again. There it is, immediately. He'll even get a drone kill out of that one, and try and force his way all the way up there, but there are enough Roaches now to prevent that from happening. And Stephano in a horrible defensive stance, which is definitely not where he wanted to do. Sheth's at 30 drones right now. He's forcing out more Roaches, but he's also putting in a few drones here and there behind that, continually denying this expansion.
Yeah, well, he's up to 30 drones now compared to 25, but only one expansion. I mean, the only one base for Stephano is up. So Sheth doesn't have to do anything. He can defend, he can attack. He's in a great position, forced minimal drones out from Stephano once again. Sheth is just controlling this game, just so well defended early on against Stephano's aggression, has put him into a great stage for the rest of the game, and he literally just hasn't dropped the ball.
He hasn't. It's really, really impressive play here by Sheth against one of the most dangerous Zerg in the world. And while Stephano does say it's this week's matchup, that's statistically not the case. And we'll see. I mean, Stephano's going to have to struggle pretty hard. He's going to be able to get his hatchery up here at least, I would think. And there's no sign of any kind of bust going in yet. Sheth's just going to build up his forces. He's looking for +1. He's a little bit behind in that regard. Stephano did start his and complete it earlier, but Stephano doesn't have the Roach count to really make that work at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, that's basically why Sheth can't attack, because if he does, he's behind on upgrades, and plus the reinforcements from Stephano can easily come out faster. Yeah. So he's just literally going to sit there. He's taking a layer now. He's getting up to drone saturation on both bases, 45, 50 drones, currently sitting at 44. So he's in a really good place, building a few more, getting +1, layers on the way. He's ahead of tech, as we see Stephano still without a layer. But Stephano is a non-quitter. He will play to the end of the day. And so far, these Lings, I love the way that Sheth is actively scouting the entire of the map, making sure there is no hidden expansion because of the way that Stephano has been laid back on one base for so long.
Good God, look at this. Stephano is not even mining gas at this point, and Sheth is actually now on 45 drones versus 24. It's a massive difference. And the question is, does Stephano build a large army behind it? He's still behind an army supply as well. So Sheth is doing incredibly well here, and he knows it. He's going to push on the +1. +1 completes, a perfect timing. Does he have the numbers for it? Sheth is thinking no. He's not keen on that one, so he wants to move back. He'll lose a couple of Roaches in the process, and he doesn't seem to have any Lings to back that up either. The Banelings are going to fall behind. And Sheth with an unfortunate engagement there.
Well, Stephano's all in. You know, you said he's not mining gas. He's not. He's literally just going to build Zerglings until the game finishes, whether he wins or loses. And all Sheth needs to do is sit back comfortably with his Spine Crawler with Queens and defend.
Yeah.
He's got more Roaches overall here, 28 versus 21. Stephano's in a horrible place, even if these Lings come in to help.
Yep, and they're going to do that. I think his reinforcements are going to come in from Sheth. He knows it. He brings his forces back in order to get more Roaches in the mix. Stephano does have a fairly significant force here, so let's see if he can break this. With a transfuse going on right there from that Queen. Nicely done. Second Queen is annihilated, unfortunately, without being able to transfuse. Not a good engagement, but it doesn't matter. Sheth has the numbers to drive that back.
He has the economy, 45 drones. He's able just to continually to be able to produce Roaches. So no matter what Stephano's reinforcements are like, it's not going to work out so well. So Stephano should be going back into gas. Yes, he's back into gas now. And what does Stephano do from here? He's building 3 Spine Crawlers to actually defend against this coming on push, because Roach Speed's about to finish, +2, it's on its way as well. Oversit has been made to actually get a confirmation of what's going on in the main base. Does Stephano have layer? Does he not? And right now, you know, Sheth is just miles ahead. Look at the supply differences, 124 to a miserable 75 so far.
Yeah, this is really dangerous right now for Stephano. It's so hard to hold up against this. I mean, his opponent's got lair tech. He could, if he wanted, just say, hey, I'm just going to build a bunch of mutas. Let's have fun with that. At the moment, he's got Roach speed as well, which always gives him the edge. Working on +2 missile attack. And Sheth's just going to crash down on Stephano's expansion here. These 3 spine crawlers will be a bit of a pain, as will the reinforcements, but Sheth can stream Roaches across the map much faster now and is able to smash his way in there. Quick transfuse, and Stephano tries to hold on to the end, but there you go. Well played, says Stephano, as do we. GG, and the first game going to Liquid Sheth.
I mean, what a great ZVZ that was between 2 fantastic players. Stephano, multiple world champions, IPL3, ESWC, you know, he's just so good right now. In every single tournament, Stephano is usually winning. If not winning, he's pretty far at the top of the board. On the other hand, Sheth hasn't really had a huge success in StarCraft 2. I mean, he finished second at the NA Blizz Invitational, where he lost versus Select overall, managing to beat some fantastic players on the way. But this could be his tournament. Sheth has always been one of those guys that is like, he's very, very good, but he doesn't go the full distance within a tournament.
Yeah.
This could be it, especially the way he's playing right now against Stephano.
Yeah, it could be. That was a really, really nice piece of ZVZ there. Sheth executed that perfectly well. He never panicked at any point, regardless of the fact that he was put under pressure. He lost his first hatchery, which is a blow, but he also realized, well, actually, this is an opportunity for me, because Stephano's invested a lot to destroy that hatchery. He hasn't got his own. I can counterattack, kill a queen, which is a nice investment in and of itself, slow down production a bit, and then try and force that. And Stephano did make a very key mistake in not cancelling that hatchery, which put him very far behind.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, when somebody goes for a counterattack like that, you just need a single Baneling usually on the higher ground in your main base, and then as he comes up the ramp, you pull it down, and most of the time you'll get quite a large success rate with that. And that's obviously one of the kind of downfalls of Stephano in that game, is a counterattack against his own aggression, where Sheth was just controlling his ramp, not letting stuff in, despite losing the natural. He was able to stabilize, get his own up, counterattack, do a lot of damage to the queen, kill a drone, and at that point of the game, like 16 drones versus 16, a single drone between these 2 players at this high level makes quite a big difference.
Yeah,
you know,
it does.
It's not 5 minerals incoming anymore. You do lose that bit of an